Welcome to the Wack Thesis again. Happy New Year. I got two people with me, two good friends. One I went to school with, one we stream together from time to time. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, starting on the left.
Hi, my name is Carliss Spencer. I'm a content creator. We went to school together. We had a
Yeah.
great time in our department.
We definitely did.
And now we did news together, and we're coming back to do more content for just us. So this should be very exciting.
Yes, it's been a while, too.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been a minute, but we're here. We're back. That's all that matters.
Oh, yeah. Also, happy, I know when it's come out, it won't be J15, but happy J15.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Founders Day to my sorors. Skiwi, my sorors.
She got to hold up the pinky for everybody.
I do.
And then on the right.
I'm gonna be honest. That was. I'm not gonna be able to beat that. I'm Viper. This is my guy right here. I can actually say we traveled together. That's fun.
We traveled together.
That's fun. We have traveled together. But no, this is my brody, man, for real. So I'm here to have fun. It should be great. Let's talk. So let's get it.
All right. First question I got to ask y'all. How was New Year's for y'all?
New Year's was exciting. This was the first year that I didn't have to be at watch night at church. So I got to be with my friends, and I got to bring them with my boyfriend, so it was really good. We went to somewhere downtown, and we had a good time. It was different kind of experience because they're very more energetic downtown.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure.
Like a lot of countdowns and yelling and stuff, but it was fun, though. It was a good New Year's.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't have a watch night bringing in the New Year.
I got a break. I'll be back, y'all. Don't church. Don't be mad at me. We'll be back.
What about you?
Yeah. No, I did exactly what I expected to do. Like I pretty much went out with friends, and the only thing I really regret, I forgot to take a picture of my outfit because it was nice. Because we had a color party.
Oh, that's cool.
So like.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that.
Yeah. So like the color that I wanted red, but couldn't get red because my friend's sister got red. So like I had to kind of like pull a rabbit out of the hat, and I just picked white. So it was a nice outfit. I actually streamed from my phone that night too, but I was lit. So.
Oh, I missed all of that. I was too lit myself.
Yeah,
I went downtown as well.
I was gonna ask. Okay, so what did you do?
I went downtown, hung out with a few friends. We learned, or we didn't learn. I just confirmed that there are certain clubs you just don't go to.
Yeah, I learned that
because
the hard way.
They're more about flexing than like having a good time. So what happened was that we started off downtown, and then we went to this place called, I think it's called Vibes.
Where is that at?
It's like downtown but outside of downtown.
Okay.
You know where the train tracks are?
Yeah,
You got
downtown.
the roundabout.
Mm-hmm.
It's over there. It's like a little shopping plaza over
I'm
there.
trying to think where that is. Okay.
It's over there. It was everybody there was kind of like standing around.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was really doing anything,
Oh,
and we
no.
had left the downtown area where everybody was like dancing and
They were
cheering and
very
stuff.
excited
Yeah, we had some nasty champagne.
Oh
Why?
gosh.
Why did you leave though?
Because we had a friend who was like, "Ooh, let's go to Vibes," and ooh,
That's a bad choice.
yeah.
Oh.
I kind of knew not to listen to her, but everybody else had already said,
she
"Yeah, we're going to
sober?
Vibes," huh?
Was she sober?
Nah, she wasn't sober at all.
Oh.
But that's also her crowd of people that she know.
Oh, that were at Vibes.
Yeah.
So
Or-
it was just
yeah.
they didn't bring the vibes down there.
Nah, it definitely wasn't the vibe that I
Okay.
wanted. It was a vibe, but not the vibe I
Oh
wanted.
dang, that sucks. Sorry
Oh
about
my
that.
God.
But I mean, it's all right. You know what though? I kind of had heard even when it was homecoming weekend and we went out. I had heard that Saturday that it was like Vibes was not the spot to go to because it was mostly locals.
Okay.
I guess so. Like, I mean, I guess I can consider myself a local at this point. I've been here for 10 plus years, but
yeah.
I still don't feel like a local. Oh, okay, never mind. Then. I am a
consider
local.
you as a local. I consider you local.
Okay. So these are like the true locals, like the
Oh wow.
born and raised here. And I don't know, they said even homecoming weekend, it wasn't really like the best spot. So if you can't pull a crowd in homecoming
yeah.
weekend, you're not pulling a crowd any other
So
time.
is it like a lounge? Like what's the like setup?
That sounds awful.
It's a hookah lounge.
Oh, okay.
But like,
Is it?
yeah, I think so. I mean, they had hookah there.
Okay. It was an option.
Yeah.
Hookah optional. Okay.
They had some wings there too. And I heard that the wings were really good, but I didn't get a chance to get the wings because the
Good
bar
food
was too
does
packed.
help, but if the vibes aren't there, then we're not going.
Nah, it was not the move. Everything was a section too. And I was like, man, I don't want to be in a section. I just want to be in a spot. Like,
Now,
I just want to be.
I love a section. I love sitting down.
I know what kind of format you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's back where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's a few spots. There's a few spots downtown there that's like that. I had a homeboy who had a birthday in October like mine, and when I was down there, that was one of the things that I did when we was out there.
You got a section?
It was for him. It was his birthday next. So
Okay, so he got the section, and you were just chilling there.
yeah, I was there. Like,
Okay.
I was again.
Well, I like a section. Maybe it's just because girls. Like I learned the hard way not to wear heels and stuff. I want to sit
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk
I was,
around.
Oh my God, we were standing on the couch. Oh my God.
No, I don't like standing. Sit down. I want to sit down. Have a cute little time.
We was acting a clown.
Okay, that's the vibes too. That's good vibes. But I'm sorry for that. That was a
It
waste.
was alcohol.
Yeah.
It was smoke. It was crazy.
That does sound like a good vibe.
And then, like, we was kind of like the first few people in there. So
Oh
it
gosh.
was a little dead at first, but you know we had each other, so we stuck with that. But
Yeah.
at some point though, like folks started to come in, like people that we all knew. It was.
Oh, that's good. At least you had
crazy.
people you knew too.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild. I mean, I went in with a very big group though, but still, it got crazier. Sorry, that was
Throwback.
Oh, you good? You good?
Throwback.
You
It
good?
got crazy.
edit this out. Like, sorry.
Nah, you good. We're gonna keep it in. This is a pretty good story. So, of course, I got one more obligatory New Year's question, and then
Okay.
we'll get into what we can to talk about today. And that's the did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Of course I do. I always do. But this year I started making because last year I did a video on my vision board and what I wanted to accomplish last year, and I got most of that done. So this year I want to start taking it more seriously, like making more content, being more consistent with the content, and just making better memories and taking pictures, because I never have any pictures with any of my friends that I'm always around all the time. And then when the birthday rolls around or like a holiday rolls around, I'm gonna be like, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday or something. No pictures to prove it, but I'm around each other all the time. So that was another thing I really wanted to work on. So hopefully we're gonna get those resolutions scratched off the list.
I got you.
But I did make one.
Can I hear just one?
Yes. Okay. One is I want to travel. I've always wanted to travel, but I've been very scared of traveling, especially solo as a woman and a black woman as well, just for safety reasons. But also I really want to see what else is out there, different cultures, how they experience life, and how they like navigate through all that. That's one thing I really want to do. I want to travel more. And of course, everybody says they want to get in shape, but I just want to take it seriously and change the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And just how I see like food and working out and all that, and just changing my mindset about it, because I think that's what's really going to help me get to that next level. But those are my two: traveling and working out more and being more consistent, just across the board, because I know discipline will help with everything else falling into place too. So those are kind of my top three, I would say.
I got a book that may help with that. It's called Atomic Habits.
Yes, it's such a good book.
Are you ready? Okay,
Yes,
never mind.
I have the book, I have the audio book, I have the podcast. Like it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't really start tapping into that till like last year, but that's a phenomenal book. Like highly recommend everybody to read it. It just changes your whole perspective on things.
It really does. It helped me out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was definitely struggling before, but we're here now. We're here now, so we're gonna
This is
work
why
on
growth.
making it better.
Yeah.
Growth is happening for sure. But what about your resolutions?
I'm gonna let Viper go first. I like to always end.
Me?
Yeah.
I got a good chunk just because last year was just like a whole thing. But I have a very, very meticulously specific financial goal
That's good.
that if I do that, I can unlock a lot of stuff for myself. So I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I also wanted to just like for example, like with Twitch and stuff like that. I kind of want to get back into like a more consistent role with it. Just kind of with stuff in my life, it keeps me away from streaming sometimes, and maybe sometimes I'll be gone for like a couple of days longer than what I normally would like. Because at one point I was used to streaming like almost every day.
Okay.
No matter necessarily the time, you know, maybe 5 hours here, 8 hours there, 4, 10, you know.
Yeah.
But
Big boy hours.
yeah, but I kind of fell out of that when real life stuff started happening. So like, I got stuff that I'm trying to put in play, so where I can just be back more consistently. I also want to, and I have like a very, very dope idea that if it catches traction, I'll actually work on it for real, Twitch related. But
I got your graphics too, by the way.
All right, that's
Love
cool.
that. See, already connected.
I want to travel at least twice this year. TwitchCon is kind of like the obvious one, but I want to at least go to one other place this year. I also want to embrace like certain relationships with people. There was a lot of toxicity just last year and year before or whatnot. And I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily like just throwing people away or nothing like that. But it's just more about like just trying to like give more time and attention and appreciation to people who like are putting forth the effort to be better.
That's good, yeah.
In my life, or new people that I meet. And it might sound like corny and stuff, but like
it's not corny.
No, I agree with that. I actually think that's a good thing to add to my list too, because I wasn't like that before. Because my friends I would never text first, which I'm sorry, friends, but I used to really like. I would never reach out first or text first or anything. But when they would reach out to me, I would always respond. But that wasn't good for me to take any initiative in my friendships and relationships. So I see that.
For me, is more about me caring too much. Like, it's not about me not caring enough. It's like I actually like, you know, I take a lot.
Yeah.
So, it's just more so about trying to, you know, focus on me, but at the same time, like, you know, just kind of like loving on the people who I really think deserve it more.
Yeah.
Along the way.
Yeah.
That way, I can still, you know, fulfill, you know, making other people feel good while
that's good.
making myself feel good.
Yeah, that's not corny. That's a good one. I like that.
That is a good one. I'm a little jealous. I should have went before you. I mean, we're in the same boat. I do want to travel more because. Nah, I don't want to edit you out.
Keep it
I
raw.
can't do that. Yeah, can't do that to you. No, I don't want to do that to you. I do want to travel more because I am in the point of where I'm trying to think about if I want to stay in Huntsville another 5 years or if I want to move to another city, see how they live. And I know my ultimate goal of what I want to work on is probably going to push me either to Atlanta or LA.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about what's the next step there.
Yeah.
But as far as this year goes, it's just I'm working on more consistency with like putting out content.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of ideas that I was like, oh, you know, this is a good idea, and never do anything on it. They say the best ideas are in the grave. So
yeah,
like,
I felt that.
Not to interrupt you, but yeah, musically too.
Well, the same, well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Because I literally got like 2 projects that I have to work on. So
yeah,
I have to.
and that's kind of like time consuming too, which is good time consumers. I'm not saying it's just wasting time, but it's also that's another thing I'm working on in my life too is time management.
Yeah.
Time management and money management. Just because I think if I can manage those things better, it will give me the access to do more things without feeling too tired. And so that's really my main goal. Travel more, better time management, and money management, so that way I can do more things in life.
It does open up some doors having time. You cannot get that time back.
Yeah, it is very true.
You got to buy back that time. I agree with you. I need to add it to my list.
Time management.
I need to add that to my list. We all have this one big list of stuff.
Yeah.
I agree. That's important. That's very important. Yeah, add that to mine.
All right.
Potluck resolutions.
Yeah.
Yes, a group.
We all work on it together.
Yes.
I like it.
I'm down for that.
So, kind of moving on. I haven't had a chance to talk about like content creation with all we do because all of us are content creators. I just like starting off on my level.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So that's the thing. I've been trying to decide, and that's another thing that's been kind of holding me up too, about kind of what niche I want to go into, what genre I want to go into, because like you said, I have so many ideas about what I want to do, and I've been putting out some stuff, and it's been doing very well, but I want to start having more focused content so it reaches its target audience and make sure the people who I want to be engaged with my content are actually seeing it, and I'm putting the work behind, like you said, being consistent. So right now my content is mostly lifestyle content. It's a lot of encouraging, motivational stuff, and also focusing on business and kind of elevating my mindset into being more focused about getting people connected with the right people. Because I had two or three? I think 2 events last year that I held with 4 or 5 girls who wanted to start their own businesses, and we talked about what our goals were and how we wanted to accomplish that and what we knew and how we could expand our network. And that type of thing is what's important to me, because a lot of times it's intimidating when you graduate college and you don't know what you want to do, or you don't know what path you want to take, or you have an idea but you don't know how to get there. And I didn't realize how powerful networking was, especially until I got on LinkedIn and my friends got on LinkedIn, and you get recommendations, and I can go on and on about like career stuff. But the point of it was, it all started with having that first connection and having the good content out and like opening up. Because I put it on my close friends first, so my whole public friends wouldn't see everything I was posting. But
that's smart.
I started my close friends. I was like, "Hey y'all, if I had an event, how many of y'all would come?" And of course, everybody said they won't come. They could if they wanted to, you know. But it started off with the idea of like, okay, I know at least 2 people are interested, and that's another thing that I also realized doing my content was like, a lot of people just need someone to rally behind. A lot of people don't want to necessarily step out into being a leader or a face or something for a cause, but a lot of times they'll support you. And I've had so much support from people who couldn't even go to the event, but they shared the flyer, or they send money for stuff, or they help design and decorate. So with that, I've started to come into like, okay, I know leadership is one of the things that I'm stronger in, and being able to garner those good relationships starts with having people that you trust. So that's what I'm kind of working on with my content, if that makes sense. It was kind of like a long way around to saying, but lifestyle, business, and kind of just understanding that my purpose in life isn't just to serve me. So I'm trying to like better myself in that way. So yeah.
It makes sense.
Okay, hopefully it makes sense. It was a lot of words.
That was good.
That's all right. That was that was really good.
That was good.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you understand.
Yeah. And so with the content that you create, and then we'll get to you in a little bit. With the content that you create, I guess the best way I'm trying to ask is, when you put it out, how do you feel like normally when you're putting out? Like, do you feel like, hey, you know, this is good, I think people are gonna like it, or are you nervous?
Okay, so like confession, my drafts used to have like 1,000 videos in there. Like, I'm not even joking. I used to make it. Oh, this is cute. This is good. Actually, I'm not gonna post it. And I've posted. I was gonna count because I was gonna tell you on here, but I forgot the number. But I posted over, I think it was like over 1,000 videos, just like reels or content and stuff I wanted to post. And I was like, no, I'm gonna rebrand myself. I'm gonna take that down. I'm gonna archive it before I even got monetized or went like viral. And for me, my viral was like 60 or 70,000 people seeing the video for me, because I've never had that much engagement with the post ever. Yeah, but just completely random. And it was a post that I was gonna say, it was just in my drafts. I didn't edit it. It didn't do a lot of transitions. I didn't like sit down and go through it. But it was just like stuff I put together, but it was relatable, and people really related with what I had posted. So I guess when I was going through it and being so hard on myself, I was a very tough critic of myself. And I always have been. And I don't know if it's like a girl thing or just like appearance, just you don't want to be judged by how you look or what you post. So people are like, oh, I'm not going to like that. That's weird. Or, you know, but a lot of times when I got out of my comfort zone of saying like, okay, I don't care what people think, which is very, very hard to do. Even though a lot of people say they don't care what people think, like perception is everything to me. Because perception is how you get money, how you make deals, like how people see you, and the kind of image you put out is kind of what you attract. So yeah, when I first started making stuff, I was very scared, and I was like, "Did I even do this real right? Like, is the sound like, am I lip syncing together? Like every detail, I was really like analyzing myself over." But I realized it doesn't matter. Like, if you mess up this video, just post another one, or if you don't like it, you can take it down. But I think me leaving up my old videos is a reminder to me as well. Like, look how far you come. Even though you probably think this video was awful, but it may have inspired some people. Or I've gotten some crazy comments, but I've also got a lot of positive stuff. People saying, oh, I needed this, or I like this, or, you know, and it's not a whole lot, but it's enough to be like, okay, I can keep going.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to keep in the forefront. And that's something that you have to keep rehearsing from years and years of making stuff and just putting it out there for public scrutiny, because that's essentially what you do as a content creator.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You make stuff and you're like, all right, well, this is my baby. I spent 6 years on this, but you look judge it in 6 seconds and tell me how you feel. So
yeah.
It's
pretty much.
It's a perception thing as well. So when you learn not to take it personal, it really helps. So kind of, I would say that's a toughie for me, but working on it. On it.
It's good that you capitalize too off of that viral video, because you see so many people who, me for example, there was a video I actually shot it for AKAs, which this was 2012 or 13. This is like the rise of like the YouTuber.
Yeah.
I shot a video for the AKAs. It was a crossing for a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
That line across, and we just put out like a little trailer. It was me and a friend CC. We shot it together, used the clips, and it looked really nice. And it had like 2,000-3,000 views on YouTube. And I was like, "Ooh, I should make more content." And then proceeded to not make anything for the next like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time I put out like my demo reel to show, hey, I can shoot, blah blah blah, this and that, it did not do anything. Like nobody saw it, and it was because I just didn't capitalize on that because of this mindset of, ooh, it got to be perfect when I put it out.
Oh, I am such a perfectionist, and
Yeah.
also like a slight procrastinator as well. So that's such a very bad, like lethal combination of being a professionalistic procrastination, and it messes with your mind a lot because you're like, oh, they really liked it. Now the pressure's like, okay, I have to make something like 10 times better than that.
Yeah.
But really, I think people relate more to consistency, and I started posting stuff on my stories about, hey, would y'all feel more connected to me or feel like you knew me better if I posted stuff every day and it wasn't so great, or do y'all really relate to like the more cinematic style of editing and content creating? And people just want to know who you are, and if you're going to be true to yourself every day, you don't feel like posting
Yeah.
something that's been edited over for months and months at a time, because again, quality is important, but also I think the balance is being able to know that I'm capable of doing it. Like, here is my very detailed portfolio, but also like you need to see me day to day, like if I'm in a drive through at Wendy's, or if I'm just leaving the gym, or I didn't get to make it to the gym, or I can admit, hey, I kind of fell off on my content creating because I've been doing busy or life happened or whatever. But I think that's what people really relate to more than anything is authenticity, and people can read that if it's fake anyway, so it doesn't really benefit. Because same way we can tell, like, okay, that's not I guess it's not really how she woke up, but stuff like that, people can tell, people can read that. And you don't want to insult people's intelligence for just putting out perfect stuff all the time, and it's not even who you are.
That is true.
So,
that is very true.
So, I mean, that's just that's my hot take on it. But that's why I learned to stop taking myself so serious, because people don't. They just want to know who you are, especially with me trying to be an influencer or somebody that people can at least know, okay, if I go to her page, it's going to be some type of motivational something somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a good answer. And then what about you? Vibes, what is
tough act to follow? Again,
we're gonna have to start off with us two first.
You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to edit me out again. So I guess most recently, most people know about me streaming on Twitch. So I started doing that July of 2020. Previous job that I had, we had just started working from home, and I had a Wi-Fi extender that I bought, and I from it basically made my internet connection good enough to where I could put the Ethernet cord in my PS4 at the time and stream from it. And I just had like a headset, all that stuff, and people thought it was funny, and I ended up getting these groups early on, just kind of learning about stuff early, and I guess here I am now. I guess I'm technically on year 3.
That's good.
Working on So yeah, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years that I've been streaming. I make music. That's what I've been doing the longest. Like I've always written music. I've been writing since like. Can we curse?
Yes.
Okay. Are we censored? Do we have freedom of speech?
Yeah.
Nobody cussed in the first 15 seconds. I mean, I'm not monetized on YouTube yet, but if I was,
no,
we'll be fine.
I just want to be respectful, but I don't know. I've been writing since I was like a kid, but like I didn't really start like taking it serious until I don't know. I did a talent show in high school. It was the second half of senior year. I wasn't playing basketball that year, and football season was over, and really didn't have much else to do other than like just go to games and really go home or go kick it with people after school. But we saw some of my homeboys. They was like practicing or whatever, and me and my homeboy, my friend that got married last July.
Okay.
Him, the bald guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So me and him we were just like parlaying with like the basketball team because he was playing basketball. I was kind of just waiting on him, and we finished up. We went and saw my other friends, and we saw what they were doing. We just asked them if we could do it. They didn't want us to do it at first because they thought we would mess it up.
Yeah.
Because we goofy. So He was like, no, like we're gonna do it for real. We're gonna do it for real. So we actually did it, and I played the video on my stream like a few times. It's
I missed the video. The next time, sure, I gotta watch. I would say, hey, play
But
that
yeah,
video.
Yeah, because my friend, his dad actually recorded it, so it's on YouTube now. So,
Oh, that's cool.
but yeah, it was just that was a real good night. But after that, it actually helped me with my plans in terms of how I got into college and stuff. Yeah, I started, but besides the point, basically, yeah, I make music too. Been doing it for a long time, but like just recent, kind of been taking it serious since I don't know, maybe like 2015-ish in terms of like seriously doing it, like writing for other artists or like putting out. Like I put out an album in 2021. When was 2020? It was 2020.
2020.
2020.
One of those years.
Yeah.
I mean, that
That whole is a
pandemic
blur.
year.
I promise you, I
It
can't
was.
tell you
I
the
think it was
difference.
2021.
In that area.
It was
Okay.
It was 2021.
That's fair.
It was yes, actually yes. I know for a fact. Yeah, because I remember what happened the following month. But yeah, in October 2021, that's when I dropped like an album. I put it on like all platforms, Apple Music, all that stuff. So that was a big jump up for me. Working on a collab tape now. It was a tape that I dropped back when I was like maybe like 21 or whatever. It was called The Outsiders. Me and one of my friends, Tunk, we went to school together, all that good stuff. But that's actually like before streaming. Like that's actually one of the projects that like a lot of people ask me, like what the fuck, like. Yeah. I even reference it in like songs that I haven't released. Like people asking me what Outsiders 2 is. So we finally working on that, and then I guess naturally, like just to pull a rabbit out of my ass, like Sad Boy Season 2.
Yeah,
obviously I gotta work on that because people are asking for it. But I don't know. Also too, I mean, I've had scenarios too where I've done like skits and stuff. Also like I used to make like music videos and stuff like that too. I remember it got deleted, but like I had like a Facebook page like a few years ago with the music, and I used to just do like freestyles and covers and stuff like that, and I was getting like hundreds of thousands of views. It was wild.
Yeah, that's dope.
With a
T
T at the end.
And wild.
With a
Yeah.
T.
And we did like skits and stuff too sometimes. Like I had a skit that got like, I don't know, almost like 6 million views. But like I was devastated when that page got deleted though.
Oh, no.
Facebook
I don't
Facebook take down stuff out of nowhere.
I don't really
Yeah.
know. I don't know what happened, but like I said, this was all before I was streaming. So like,
Yeah.
but that was a lot of work in regards to content creation. Some people may try to say I take the lazy way out by just live streaming now. But that's
It's not
hard too
lazy.
because I do it for hours and I
Yeah.
put a lot of energy in it.
Yeah, it does.
Like
It
I
takes
scream
work.
a lot.
Yeah.
Like you remember you said you were like
Yeah.
I'm loud.
Yeah.
Like you don't know loud. Trust me.
Okay, that's good. That's
You
good.
don't know loud. But yeah. That's the primary. Those are probably the primary things just between streaming. I guess various video content creation and music. So yeah.
That's dope.
And I guess like just social media. Just saying funny stuff sometimes. But
Now, I got a question for both of y'all because, as we all know, everybody's on TikTok now. Like you just can't.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to grow without TikTok.
It is. It's very hard.
But there's a lot of black content creators or content creators of color on TikTok who feel like they're not getting the support that they need.
Yeah.
And I actually made a video talking about it basically.
you sound just like the guy in that video.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You have a podcast
I think that's a good
voice.
thing.
You have podcast voice.
Thank you. But what basically happened was that there were some videos where I was seeing where it was mostly black women. They were saying that they feel like white content creators get way more support from the algorithm and all of that.
Yeah,
But then there was one girl who said, actually, the problem is that people of color don't support each other until after we have this big cosign or, we finally hit it. And then everybody's like, I always supported you, blah, blah, this and that. And I just wanted to know what's your thoughts on it. Because I have my thoughts, but I'll save them to the end.
I don't know. I mean, I guess both can kind of be right. I mean, the biggest TikToker is actually a black dude from Africa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah,
now.
he says nothing in his
he
videos.
never talks.
But he.
Oh, you talking about Kirby?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
He's
I
actually,
know. I've
he's
seen
actually
stuff.
the biggest. Like it was confirmed. Like it. So
I saw a report
whatever
on
stats
it.
or numbers,
Yeah.
it's not like a statement. It's like it's factual
Yeah.
that he is like #1. He took over whatever that girl. I don't know.
The Miko Charlie, something like that.
I don't know. I don't like remember everybody.
But I know who you're talking about, and yes,
Yeah.
he definitely did.
Okay.
But so I mean, but the thing is, see, that would help the argument of people trying to like discredit those. So
Yeah.
I kind of low key hate that I even said that. I was actually just trying to give him props. But
no, I don't take it as discredit, but I get what you're saying.
It was not. It was not said to discredit. It was said to just kind of give him props for being a black, content creator. Literally never spoke, and he like, it's crazy. But I think that is true, and it's not just with videos and stuff. It's like with music too. Like, people
Just
are
arts,
afraid
I'd
of.
say,
Yeah, people are afraid of listening to my mixtape. Like that's like a meme. Like people hate that.
Yeah.
And that sucks for people who make music.
Yeah.
So that's honestly why I think one thing that's kind of cool for me, I really don't talk about my music that much. If people talk to me about it, then I'll get into it. But like I guess I've been doing it so long that also to like and for the love of God, I don't want to sound pompous. Like I'm not nobody, but like people listen to what I do. Like people listen to my stuff. People ask me stuff. People follow me on different forms of social media. Hell, they even still ask me about music all the time. So like, I guess because I'm in a position where like I can kind of put stuff out and people listen to it, whether I promo it hard or not. Hopefully it doesn't make I guess my viewpoint sound lesser, because some people will be like, it's easier for you to say because you're actually getting it.
Yeah.
Or same thing with Twitch. Like, I don't know. Hell, I just made a lot of friends, and I try to be genuine. Like, I know people from all over the place, like black, white. I do like the emphasis that a lot of like my black followers have on me. Like, we try to keep it cultural. Like when I'm in the stream and stuff, like I'm gonna listen to what I like. Like I like R&B and hip hop. And I may listen to other stuff sometimes. But like I try to keep it. I try to keep it cultural, but like, but still like accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, because I mean, to an extent, sometimes it is such thing as too much culture from any side. But I think that no, go ahead. So
I was gonna say it's funny that you say that, because I kind of feel like that about is his name Kai Cenat?
Oh, Kai.
I feel like him as a streamer, I think that is one of those things, at least from the clips that they share, it's like it's a little too much of stuff that I don't want people seeing. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a clip. Huh?
He's #1 though.
Yeah, which is cool that he's #1. Like, I'm not hating on anything, but it was a clip of him, Blueface, you know who Blueface is, and his girlfriend, Krishan, and she threw a chair and put a hole in his wall. He was like, "Did you just put a hole in my wall?"
Yeah.
And that was the clip that was shared. Like, that was my introduction into him.
Yeah.
Never mind, I didn't realize
that. Too.
I didn't even know he was at
Twitch. We went
TwitchCon.
to the ceremony. He was right outside of the door.
Oh, I looked right past him. Didn't even know.
Yeah, Ada Wolf was talking about it.
Okay, didn't even know that was him.
Yep, when we did the opening ceremony.
Damn, I feel bad. I would have dapped him up or something. But I mean, I don't know him either. But
no, I didn't know him too much.
Yeah,
but
I think he was the one that because he broke the record for.
All of what happened to him happened like this year. Like it was
last year.
Or
yeah. you know, it's 2023, but we still say this shit.
He had a crazy 2020. It was like unrealistic. Like that's what shot him up. But he like in a whole house with like other, like there's another guy I knew before him. This guy named Agent.
I know Agent. He was
Agent was a YouTuber that he did a lot of 2K reviews.
Yeah, and he stopped playing 2K.
Right.
I know we're getting into the game world.
No, it's okay. I'm listening. But that's my point.
just
I was
with
just
Kai.
my introduction to him was with that you were talking about.
I got you. And I was just saying I knew some of the people around him before him, and they're all like they live like in a streamer house. It's like 6 of them.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
5 or 6 of them. They all live together and just content create in their rooms.
Oh, that's dope.
But yeah, my bad.
Oh no, you get because I think you were still going too, and I kind of interrupted you.
Oh,
but yeah, like there are some streamers where I'm like, or some black content creators where I'm like, I don't know if that would be something that I would share, just because it's a little
Stereotypical.
It's very stereotypical.
As in like gatekeeping or just like over.
No, not in a gatekeeping way, but like, I don't know. I'm just gonna say like one of the like a main, like I don't necessarily want to like share you eating watermelon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm using a very
yeah,
drastic.
I'm
using a very drastic example, but like I get that. Like, now for me, sometimes I guess it varies. Cause like let's say I'm on Twitter or something like that, and I hear like a street dude that say something real. I might retweet that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what are people really gonna say to me? Like I don't really think that what he said hurts like other community. You know what I mean? Like I just think he said some street shit, and I agree with it. Like you know, but
yeah,
but even though what they said might have been extreme, I think it varies. I think it is based on what the context is.
Yeah.
So like if somebody's just remember those dudes that went to that reenactment, the Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what they were doing, they were actually bringing attention to like.
Yeah. Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
I think so.
See,
not
like,
the whole thing. Just
to me, that's actually worth sharing because like as awful as it is, you need to see this. Like you need to see how cringe this is, but you also need to hear like that they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Like they went to a Civil War reenactment and they were dressed as slaves. Two black dudes, and it made all of the white people
very uncomfortable,
immensely uncomfortable.
Yeah, as it should.
But like they were so goofy, it didn't look like they was taking nothing serious. But like everything they said, it made sense in the context of what they were like.
The line about the horse.
They was like, they was like, hey, you know, like
I can't repeat that line, but the line about the horse was the funniest thing. Funny enough too, that dude got banned off of Twitch. But
wow.
Yeah, which I and what sucks is I get it.
Yeah,
like I'm not even saying like that's a tight rope because like I appreciate what you did, but at the same time I get why Twitch did that because of what it depicts.
Like, well, they banned him way before that. They banned him for picking on what is her name, Pokimane.
Oh, that's the same guy.
Yeah, that's the same guy. But like when I saw,
I actually didn't know that.
So when I saw, because I didn't know until I saw the clip share. Like for that, he does kind of do stuff like that all the time, and it is one of those things where when it's good, but then sometimes he does kind of cross this line. Like Viper was saying, he crosses this line where it gets into, all right, now you're doing too much, and it's like, how do you support that? Now, I'm not saying that, you know, he's not better than, like, well, Jake Paul and Logan Paul, the Paul brothers, and the stuff that they do, because they went past borderline and just kept going across this line. And, you know, they kept getting support. So,
like Speed, for example.
Who's Speed?
The 17-year-old YouTuber. He's like the biggest.
I need to catch up.
Yeah, but he, it's like on one end, like I get that he's a kid, but he does like a lot of controversial stuff. He's like a black kid.
Well, yeah, controversy definitely sells. Like people, when I was learning about marketing and just put stuff on social media, like anytime something happens to get a whole lot of engagement with your post, if you repost something like whatever. They like lifted the abortion bans, or like whenever they do stuff like that, what do you think? And you post that and you say, leave me your thoughts in the comments. Like you're finna get a lot of engagement. Yeah. People really love controversy.
I agree with that, but the difference with this situation is he's 17.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So he may not know that he's literally just doing it because
just because he's
his adolescent brain.
Oh yeah, that's just who he is
doing
as of now.
Right. Yeah. That's what he is right now, and that's a tightrope because like he has a lot of like I said, he has a lot of success. I think I don't know, like for example, like his most recent thing they kind of got him for. He went to the World Cup when everybody was playing, and it was an Asian guy, and he was saying like konnichiwa to him, but like it was bad. Like it was bad, but like
he's trying to get in trouble.
And then the dude was basically saying like he was like, no, I think he was saying I'm Japanese, not something.
Konnichiwa is Japanese. I think.
He was saying I'm Chinese, not. Yeah. He was telling him like I'm not. But
that's bad.
Speed was saying he was confronting him because he had an Argentina jersey on.
Oh wow.
And he was like, well, you look like this, so why are you wearing an Argentina jersey? Typically in the World Cup, people in the World Cup, the people that look like the team that is being represented are typically what the fans look like. But at the same time, that's not justification for what he did. Like that's
because there was definitely a better way.
Because the dude only stopped because he noticed Speed.
Yeah.
So he was just like photobombing real quick, and then Speed caught wind of it. He was like, "What you doing with the Argentina jersey on?"
Oh,
that's how it happened. So, but like I said, he's a kid, so it's like right now he can get away with it.
Yeah,
but he's still 17.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's a black content creator. But a lot of people want him to fail, just like with Kai. What happened
recently in his situation with his friend? Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are cheering for that, like, and that sucks.
Yeah, and like the thing is, do you think that they cheer harder for black, not just necessarily black, but creators of color to fail faster, or is it just like it's like walking a tightrope?
Yeah.
Now, as far as Kai goes, I don't think he should take any kind of hit for that because that's his friend. That has nothing to do with him. That's just his friend, and he knows the girl. But like for other things that black content creators do, it feels like we get punished harsher. Like, we pay for our actions. We see the consequences way faster than anybody else does.
Absolutely.
And do you feel like that's fair, or is it one of those things where we have to, I guess, acknowledge that sometimes, life isn't fair or whatever, but should we get the same benefits as other creators, or should we be held accountable?
Well, see, that's kind of hard because I hate to be like authoritarian if like, oh, everyone should get the same, consequence. Because ideally, in a world where it would make the most sense, that would be the case. But then if you punish everybody evenly or equally, then they'd have to all be paid equally for the punishment to have the same weight. Yeah. And of course, that's not, not to get theoretical, but it doesn't make the most sense.
Spider-Man punched street criminals as hard as he punched Venom, there would be no street criminals.
You see,
absolutely,
yes. And it's things like that when it's very hard to like give a very clear, objective answer. But two, I feel like just in general, even if it transcends content creating, which I kind of know is the focus, but in general, I feel like black people get punished, or not just black. I'll say people of color definitely get punished more, especially higher, like celebrities or content creators, and they dragged it. They dragged Will Smith. I mean, they dragged it out so much longer. And a lot of times, like even with what happened with Kanye, and Lord knows I don't agree with everything that man does. But at the same time, everyone came out like every other day. We're cutting ties with Kanye. We're cutting ties. We don't like him. He said this. He said that. And it's like we see it so much faster. Yeah. And we see the severity also is so much deeper than people who have been sex offenders, people who have actually done things who are very heinous and disgusting.
I'm gonna be honest. I think with celebrities, I think like the way people look at it, especially black, wealthy and or rich people, I think the way everybody like LeBron, somebody painted the N-word on his stuff like a long time ago, and people was. While mostly like the natural thing to do is to be supportive of that, there were people that were like, I mean, you're about to be a billionaire. Why do you care? Like, what? Like, that's
like it still hurts.
That's crazy.
What?
It doesn't erase the pain.
That's so wild to me. Like,
and that's what I'm saying.
If I'm a millionaire or a billionaire or a thousandaire or a homeless person, if I get shot, like
it still hurts.
I'm gonna die or have to, figure out how to get this bullet out.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree, and that's what I was saying. Like, it's very hard to draw that thin line between like, yes, they're famous, yes, they do this, yes, they're content creators, and even influencers who don't even have that much money. They've monetized that social capital of like, my word means something to these people, so I'm able to make money because of that. Not necessarily make a whole lot of money just by existing, but even in that same vein, a lot of people, they love seeing the come down, the tear apart. So how are they going to bounce back? Or because it to them in their mind, I feel like it levels the playing field. Like, okay, you're a person just like me. You messed up, but there's a lot of stuff at stake. Like what you said with the Will Smith thing or other people. They really just they drag it out. They drag it out. They have to apologize for something that was very public, But then even when they get caught in cheating scandals and all other stuff,
the Boston Celtics,
the
guy from the Today Show.
Yes, they have to. They have to. Yeah, they've lawyered up. I don't know if you saw, but they have lawyered up, and they're gonna sue. I think ABC News or the parent company for whatever because they took them off the air because of this scandal. Yeah, it's really bad. And I was saying like people have to deal with making again the cost of celebrity fame or whatever, but they have to make very public apologies and efforts at trying to do things to get people to trust them again for things that. We all know somebody who cheated on somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We all know that. Like,
and it's like they have to make a very public thing about their lives, which of course it comes with it. But again, the downfall of it is people they love to see a good, like, that's why reality TV, it's always a hit. Because we're always going to get, it's a lot of drama. It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of, and if they made a show of like, oh, these are all very strong businesswomen in what they do. They're so great at what they do. And like, there's no drama involved. They're just follow me day to day as I go make a sale. Like who's going to like.
Who wants to watch that?
Yeah. Like a true positive. I mean, we know reality TV scripting and all of that, but who's going to just sit and watch a show of like 30 minutes of full positivity? Like, wow, I feel very refreshed after watching that.
And the crazy thing is,
like, that's what I would like make.
The crazy thing is, though, I feel like people would actually want that, even in like a reality TV show type of setting, or at least have it to where maybe the drama. Of course, the drama is manufactured.
Absolutely.
But to show people to see, like, if you watch Ted Lasso is probably one of the most positive shows I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And people actually like the show, and I think it would work for a reality TV show. But it's something about like if it's not the Cosby effect, but it's like we don't want to see Cosby when it comes to people of color anymore.
Yeah, it's sad though.
Yeah, it hurts because there are a lot of content creators of color who just don't try to stay in the drama and all of that, but they'll never get that big shot. Even like with Castanet, because I think he also broke the record for the most subscribers in a hype train or something like that.
No, most subscribers
period
like ever.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he broke that record.
He broke the subscriber record.
But I didn't even realize, like people did bring it up, but I didn't even realize that's who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But the first video I know of him is
the drama. Yeah,
is the drama, and it's like
it's sad. Yeah. But it's true, and that's why I was saying, like, it really sells, or it garners the attention. And that's why, like we talked about earlier, about staying consistent, even, like, people having PR people that manage, like, no press is bad press or something like that, like, capitalizing off of that and now being able to ping that off of something else. And over time, ideally, you would hope that it would get more positive or just better content that's more engaging overall. But, two, being able to take that negative thing and spin it to where you still have a chance of redemption and still ping off that. Because, like I said, like, if you were to make a bad video, something bad happened, like, we want to know what happens next. Like, how did you bounce back from that? Like, that people want the story, not just you going silent for 5 months or whatever, because then people are going to leave it to them to make their own stories. And that's not fair to you either, so.
Yeah. I guess I will say this, though. If you are caught in something that's bad, and I don't follow this, I guess you call him a YouTuber. I don't know what he does now. But like the James Charles scandal. Mm-hmm. He kept doing crazy stuff.
Yep.
And like instead of just saying, hey, I'm sorry, change to be a better person, let's just leave it alone. He kept like coming out. I was watching the video. Somebody was talking about it, like him. There's a couple of other YouTubers that have made mistakes like that. But he kept trying to come out and apologize for it. And people were like, yeah, I don't like you anymore. Like, I can't stand you. Get out my face.
I mean, that's another thing, too. If you keep going, like, if you make more content, they can be like, okay, you just solidified it. Actually, I hate you. I will never watch anything you do again.
Yeah.
But also, it's something that it garners people's interest. And that's essentially what you're doing when you make content. Like, you're putting it out there to say, my life is somewhat interesting. And I always have said, I really should have a camera follow me around. Like, people are not going to believe this shit just happened to me. But it is like,
I literally say that all the time.
And now it's like, you know what? I'm the camera. I'm going to just film it and just put it out there and be vulnerable. Of course, there's like a security part to it too, not putting too much out there.
Yeah.
But also, like, people want stuff that they can relate to. That's what really starts to go viral. Like when you see something and you click it and share it and post it to like your story, or you reshare it to your page, like you're only going to reshare stuff that you relate to.
Yeah.
So when you start making content, you have to think on the flip side of that as like, what do people relate to that I make to have them, you know, reshare your stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you have to think backwards a little bit to get it, but
Nice.
it'll click, hopefully.
Do you feel like with Black people though, it's hard to make content for us that we will enjoy for a long time, or do you feel like no, it's pretty easy? It's just the algorithm isn't showing us off.
I'm half and half on that, because I feel like one, and this is what I struggle with too, is like if people know you as a leader in your niche, or they know you dominate what you do, like say you do cooking or whatever, people know like, oh, I have this thing coming up, I can go to her page, I know I'm gonna find something about a good recipe, I can scroll through what she did, or some tips about cleaning up or something. Like you dominate that field, so they know like, okay, if I'm looking for this, and go to your page. But also, if you just post random stuff and people don't really know what to come to your page for, they don't know what they're going to get. So, of course, they're not going to engage. But if they know you as like, and that's what I was struggling with, being consistent with what I post and what I'm posting about a certain thing and staying on topic. Because a lot of times you want to post about, I have an idea, which is fine. But also a balance of like, if it makes sense, then people are going to engage because they know you as like, oh, if I want like a comedian that's coming to Huntsville, I'll come because I've seen you post funny videos for 6 and 7 months on end. Versus like, you post a funny video here, a sad video here, now you're doing recipes, and now you're doing street fighting, and now you're doing parkour. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're bouncing all around, so people don't know what to come to you for. So I feel half, like it's half on you, half on them, and kind of like the algorithm is a complete toss up. Like every time, like I'm on the Instagram like creators list for their emails and stuff. They send out new stuff all the time. They send out stuff about the algorithm or like how it's supposed to get more monetized. But when I noticed is when my social media got monetized, my views went way down than what they were before. Of course, probably because that's what they control.
They want you to pay.
Yeah, to keep going. But also, when they offer you money for your reels, like they have control of it now. So I mean, they always have control, I guess, over the whole platform. But if your goal is to use it and spring that off of your ideas, and at the end of it, there's like a call to action to say, if you want to keep up with me, go to something that I own, like a website of mine, versus subscribe to this YouTube page, which is fine, you know, that's a starting point. But this is just like a business talk, which is kind of like an aside. But
this is great.
I 100%.
I like this.
Okay, good. This is just research I've been doing for like 4 or 5 years. I was talking about before. Like I have like so many pages of research of like how to monetize my social media and not use it to just make a difference for people, but make money for me, because like you said, it takes time, 8 hours, 10 hours of just live streaming, and I know it takes me 4 and 5 hours to film like a video that's going to be 30 minutes long. So I cannot imagine staying live for that long, or just like people looking at me for 10 hours. So like I understand the time that goes into it.
I went for, I think last year I did a subathon. And now, obviously, I went to sleep in between and stuff like that. But like, I went for almost like 11 days straight.
Oh my goodness!
So,
See, that's very intense. That's what I'm saying. And you deserve some type of compensation, because you work for your job for 8 hours.
It was a subathon, so that's why I went for 11 days straight.
Yes, and I was just like, oh my goodness! But
that's how it got to
having that call to action at the end, and being like, okay. I'm all about ownership. Like, I need to own what belongs to me if I'm making the content. And you can tease it on the public platforms like YouTube and social media and all that. But you need a website. You need something that you own, that you get 100% profit for, that you're not sharing. People aren't running ads in between. Like, they're seeing you because they want to be with you. Now, you take them through your sales funnel or whatever to get them to get there. But, you know, like, say 100 people see your video, only 10 probably get to your website because they just want to see the funny stuff. But I 100% agree that we need ownership of what we do, which is why I'm such a fan of, like, having, like, the Patreons or other stuff. But, like, it gets people to those websites because they garner like outside stuff that you probably wouldn't have reached before. But I want to own my stuff. Like when I make videos and posts, I want it to be, this is Carly Spencer's website. Like I know if I'm coming here, I'm gonna get all things Carlos. It's gonna be all authentic, and I get 100% of the profit because I did 100% of the work. You know, so that's kind of how I feel about it. But that was an aside. But yes, I think too we can kind of have a balance of both, so people know what they're gonna get when they see you and your stuff.
I understand it, because that does make sense. Because there are some people, you go to their page and you see it. It's really their personal page where sometimes they post their.
I'm guilty of it too. I'm very guilty of it too. But having consistency helps you, and that's why people don't really see what goes in the content creator. They think you just make a video and post it, but like there's a point to it. Like there's a message to it. I have pillars for my page. I have pillars for what I post. I want inspirational stuff. I want stuff people can be like, okay, this is her lifestyle. This is how she lives. This is how she wants other people to live. But also like the day to day as well. So when people know, they go to your page for like video streams. Like I stream this specific type of game or whatever. Like I'm so naive when it comes to like gaming and all that. I'm really trying, but I think regardless of what you do, if people trust that you're a dominant leader in your field, even if you're like consistent, that's what people are going to relate to and engage more with. So
yeah, I can say that just from like this is gonna sound so stupid, but like what you said about consistency, like so like I Snapchat a lot and it varies. Like I could be super down, I could be at a club, I could be at a friend's house, I could be making music, I could be just taking a picture about to get ready to stream, and man, it's like a TV show, man. People really like that shit. But I'm not really even doing it for like an attention thing. I just always been the type of person that kind of like just like tweet or say stuff. But I get it. Yeah. Like I go through everything that a human could go through, and sometimes I just post. But yeah, people definitely. And like I said, I'm not even doing it for people to like.
It's just who you are.
Most of the time.
Yeah. But yeah, it goes back to what you were saying about authenticity. People know when it's fake, and that's why people go viral, because people can relate to like, okay, I can share with that. So, I mean, the goal obviously may be to go viral, but also you want to really build a community of people, so it kind of sells itself over time. Like a friend could tell a friend, you subscribe to this channel, and they probably never heard of you, but like versus you trying to just put ads out there or whatever. So.
Ace Vane, for example. I've been plugging him lately. He's just one of my favorite YouTubers. He does like funny voiceovers and he make music and stuff. And I mean, I have been looking at him for years. But I don't know, for some reason last year I just started looking. Like I literally just started looking at his videos all over again. Like
I found him through TikTok through a For You page. They started sharing his stuff. And I was like, oh, dude, pretty funny.
It's relatable and it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah. So I get what you mean. Like I'm like that too. Or at least I try to be. But
I kind of feel very similar to how y'all feel. Like sometimes, so I'll say it like this: when it comes to the algorithm, I have no research, like no knowledge of the algorithm. I will say this. Sometimes the algorithm will say, hey, this is what I think this person wants to see. So we're just going to make his page off of this. Like Instagram's algorithm.
Can I jump into that real quick?
Yeah.
And sometimes it could be literally as simple as the social media app. They know what they want their faces to be.
Yeah. That could be. That definitely is the case too. Yeah.
As simple as that. Like for example, like you notice, like if something, like let's say like a police kills a cop. I mean a police kills like a black person or something like that. Like that's devastating, right? So like it's happening so much that we're numb to it, which is awful.
Yeah.
But like something like that happens, then you notice like a TV show or like anything, like they'll start to do stuff like then to kind of like up. People,
I agree. Yeah, I've definitely noticed that.
But some people. But the thing about that is, that's a two-part thing, because some people see it as, well, I hate that it took all of this shit to get that, but hey, it's good, we got it.
Yeah.
And then other people are like, this is a fucking cash grab. You wouldn't have even done this
if it wasn't for this going on. Yeah.
So that's tough.
That's kind of hard to like get on that part, and it's really, I guess it's always the intent behind it.
Yeah.
But with the algorithm, I have
you'll
noticed.
never know the intent.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So you'll never know
the
if it's
intent
money
of a
or
big business.
Yeah.
You really just assume.
Other than the bottom
money.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think that is going on too, because the more they can keep you on, the more money they can make. But I have noticed some days my algorithm will give me mostly black people. Other days it'll just be straight up white. Like even on Instagram, even now, it's either, I don't know if everybody is going through this, but Instagram only wants to give me baddies. Like I don't even. Like, that's it.
I love it.
But I'm not the only one that it does that to. Like all of my friends, and I'm saying like every once in a while, yeah, we may have clicked on one or two. But
it'll get you caught up now. It'll get you in some trouble. It'll get you in some trouble. Don't let Instagram get you caught up.
It's not me though. Oh, I ain't gonna say it's not me. I'm single. I can look at it, but I don't look at it often, if I even do. But they will. That's on my explore page, and then like even on the reels that it has suggested, almost none of it has anything to do with gaming or, cinematography, anything like that.
But
how much are you on Instagram?
But I feel like that's
not that often.
But that's Instagram though. Like Instagram is gonna be like it's gonna be funny people who make music, people who people will think is attractive, whether it's a guy or a girl.
Yep.
Sports, cause I done seen John Morant dunk on in that Indiana game. Now I love it because I'm a John Morant fan, but I definitely seen it 18 times, and it literally happened last night. That's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Well,
it
see,
does
it does better, I think, because I'm on Instagram a lot. So I feel like my algorithm, kind of like how my YouTube is, it's just very tailored to what I like because I used a lot. So like, if I were to start using Twitch or something, which I don't know if I.
Oh, they're gonna give you a hot tub stream.
Yeah,
off the
it's
top.
just gonna be completely random stuff. But I feel like the more you use it, the more it'll kind of like see what you like and know, like kind of like Tinder and all that.
Yeah.
So in a way,
that's a thing.
Yeah.
Because like literally, we're talking right now, and we're all gonna leave and go our separate ways and get an ad. Talking about some shit that
we talked
never
about.
typed in our
No,
phone.
absolutely. It's very
like,
true. There's a setting.
That's actually like real.
There's a setting on your
Like,
phone that
yeah.
you have to change it because it'll listen to your microphone. If you like, if it hears like through your microphone, it'll hear like if you have a random topic. Like if you don't turn that setting off, which I watched so many videos about,
like that shit happened with a
it'll
wallet
show
one
you
time, and I
ads.
was like, what the fuck? Like,
ads for some random stuff that was like it might be an ad for like that when we go there.
I already bought that motherfucker, and then everybody wanted to sell me a wallet. Like
I don't need a wallet.
Yeah,
right.
not what you need, but what they want you to buy.
Yeah.
Like I get like jewelry shit.
Yeah.
It'll be random, but I promise. Like I might see stuff about Twitch on my, and I've never
Never even
opened
thought
the
about,
app. Never. I don't know what the app look like. Like it's gonna be on my phone when I leave for tomorrow. I promise. And I promise that's what's gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's I hate that they do that, but I mean that's just the world that we live in. But I do wish that they would like. I wish everybody would tailor it more. I guess because YouTube has kind of got me down.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok will guess sometimes it'll be right, sometimes it'll be wrong.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I've limited my time on like all of the apps. But on the flip side of that too,
YouTube
I do feel
got
like
me to a T.
for real?
Oh,
Yeah.
YouTube, yeah, they know what I want.
I feel that's what I'm saying. I feel like the more you use it, it'll kind of like tailor
YouTube
more what you
definitely
want.
is tailored to it.
So that could come down to, if it does do that, it could come down to one of the problems that we are having as creators of color is just that we haven't found a way to get other people to find us and put us on the algorithm. Because I did ask the question on TikTok, and a few people said they feel like it's legitimately the algorithm. And one of my friends said, he was like, no, the algorithm shows me a pretty healthy dose of black content creators. So now I'm wondering, do we not support each other enough? Or like, do we not look each other up enough? Or is it like, it's kind of like a, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Like,
Yeah.
what causes us to not?
But one thing that we also got to be like not afraid of is working with other people. Like,
collabing.
like it's like
that is one thing I have noticed.
Like some people, like literally might not work with a person. Just, sometimes it's what they look like. Sometimes it's like the type of content. Maybe they feel like it doesn't match with the type of content they put out, which I think that would be a more reasonable one than what someone looks like. But but the point is that's still a roadblock.
Well, I agree with that. I do see a lot of people doing that, but maybe not necessarily doing, like you said, collabing, but just putting content out there. It's just a lot of just them.
No, not even collaborative efforts. I'm talking about just knowing other content creators that don't necessarily look like you. Like, that's okay. Like, there's a lot of, when we talk as like black content creators, I know we want to like keep it in, like within our group and stuff like that, but like, it's okay to like work with other people.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us won't say that
out loud.
At all. Not even out loud in your thoughts. Like they won't think that way.
Because they feel like it's a sellout. Like if you okay, so now I got a content creator who doesn't look like me. It's like now okay, you selling out because you don't think
But
black people can support each other.
But when you see me with these people, how different am I with them versus when I'm with you? Like when I stream,
that's something you gotta see.
When I stream, that sound the same regardless of who I'm talking to. It doesn't matter. These people come from Australia, UK, California, New York, the South. It don't matter what the colors, whatever people identify as, transgender, LGBTQ plus, everything.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to talk the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's not even like and I'm not talking about like the difference between like talking to your friends and a job interview.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like who you are as a person, the maybe the subject matter that you talk about, what you know, just being true to yourself enough to like be comfortable enough to talk about what you think is funny or what you think should be talked about, regardless of who is around you.
That could be, and I agree because I feel like a lot of times we don't step out of our comfort zone too because it might be competition or you feel like it might be weird. But I always agree that collaboration can help because it's just an untapped audience for you.
Yeah, I know so many people like just within what I do, and you know, I'm not saying that that's the only way.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like that's a way that I feel like a lot of people shy away from. Like part of it is a little gatekeepy. There's a lot of content creators that just don't want to work with other people because they think they might be using them for something, and that happens in our community. Like we think we're trying to use somebody or trying to get clout. Just for trying to kick it with people, and that's not
necessarily.
I think you're cool, and I think you're a cool content creator. Or I thought maybe what we both do would pop. You know, I think that'd be cool. Like I didn't. It's not really a numbers thing for me.
Like, that is definitely
like, for someone like me. Like I'm not a numbers guy, but like I know, but I'm aware of what happens.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like, so I don't want to sound like arrogant or nothing, but like more times than not, maybe I'm probably gonna get the numbers. Mm-hmm. So I'm not trying to get numbers from other people. But some people still feel like that because you know obviously there's levels to it, it's tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's okay to work with other people that don't look like you, or at least know of those people and not be afraid to talk them up.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, a lot of times people are definitely scared to like how you said, shout out other people or encourage them or put them out. Like, I don't want to put you on my platform because I built this platform up.
Yeah, and I don't want you to take advantage of what I built. And it's
Kendrick said it in his last album. I don't remember the actual bar.
Was it on Savior?
I can't remember what song it was. I know what the message was. Basically, what he was saying was like, I don't just speak for black people. Mm-hmm. I speak for the world.
Yeah,
and that's not to be taken. That's not to be taken lightly.
Yeah,
you know, like, we're gonna put black people first. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna put us first. But at the same time, like, there's a certain level of compassion you have to have, like, as a
human being.
And or as a like, for example, think about Martin Luther King. Like, he wanted black people to be free and have what they had, but he had to figure out a way to teach some type of equality as well, because you know, once you get it, you got to maintain it.
That's
like,
important.
But you know, and so I don't know.
I totally agree.
I might just be rambling, but
that's a good point, because I feel a lot of times collaboration is shied away from, and it could definitely benefit both parties usually, even if it's not necessarily monetarily, but it's something that I haven't tapped into. Because like I said, like, this is a very good example because I've never done anything gaming related.
And it's okay to still.
That's okay.
But we have to admit that we don't know everything.
It's also okay to still know what things are.
Yeah.
You know, culturally, like, just because I'm saying it's okay to work with a white content creator doesn't mean that I don't know the history of slavery and colonization and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, the objective is to grow, make friends, and hopefully as you garner that consistency, you can turn it into profit.
Absolutely.
Like,
it's a job. It's really a job.
It is. Content creation is work. So, period. So, and people have to kind of see it to an extent as work. And when it gets like that, maybe you'll have a broader view.
I agree.
But you got to be attached to it too.
Yeah.
Like, it's work, but you're attached to this work because this is your work.
It's
like
very easy. Yeah, it's easy to be uninspired and to kind of fall in those ruts of like, well, I'm done. But there are people who will scroll your, because I've done it. Like I'll go to somebody's page on social media and look at all their videos. Like, oh, that looks so good, or that was so entertaining, or I had a good time. I'm gonna follow just because I saw like 6 things that I really like. Like, how many things on your page are you away from having somebody just randomly find you and like you or subscribe or something because you're just scared? And like for me, it's because I have a lot of stuff in my drafts, or I have ideas. I don't know how they're gonna be perceived. But now I post knowing that comes with content creating. Like, people
that's the territory.
Are not gonna like it, or they won't. Because if I feel like if I didn't have the desire to do it, if God didn't place it on my heart to be making this content anyways, then I wouldn't feel any ways about it. But I feel like I should be attached to my work. I should be proud of it because it's what you spend your time doing.
Yeah.
But again, when you put it out there, it's for the public eye. Like, it's for, you never know who's gonna see it, which comes with a plus, because a brand may want to work with you, but also like somebody may not like it and then give you some negative feedback.
People have slandered me or told me that they thought my music was awful. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't even make music for other people to like. I make it because like I like how it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm actually going crazy, and I actually think I'm.
As you should. You should always hype yourself up.
Now, granted, I'm not unrealistic. Like, I listen to what I do and compare it to what everyone else thinks is like a Drake or a Kendrick or a Cole, whatever.
It's kind of hard not to compare yourself.
Yeah. That's kind of just like you said, come with the territory. But my point is, when I listen to stuff that I've made and you know, it's giving me that, man, I don't care if nobody don't like it.
And that comes with, like you said, time of being in the
genuinely don't
game
care
of doing it. Because at first I did care. I cared a lot, and I think that's what kept me from having those consistent posts that we talked about. So now that I'm kind of just, I just mean in
terms of negative feedback.
I will say
negative
this,
feedback with something that you know that you did
to your best ability.
Yeah. That's all I'm talking about. So like, for people to say that it's good, obviously you care about that. Because, you know, that makes you. It just kind of like revalidates what you maybe already thought about yourself.
Yeah. That's
so.
I do think though one of the issues I have with negative feedback is not that it's negative, right? Because sometimes you're gonna miss your mark. It's the way that we deliver it as a community. It's the way that we deliver it. We don't tell people why something wasn't good to us. We just say, this shit so good. And then just leave it at that. And then like they clown you. And like that's actually one of the biggest fears of me that I had for a long time of not putting out my stuff, is because I didn't want to put it out there and somebody say, here comes that coonery or this nigga shit. Like, niggas can't ever do anything good. And it's like, you didn't tell me why it wasn't good. Like, maybe for this video, maybe the lighting wasn't good enough, so you need to work on your lighting a little bit more, or maybe the audio was off, or hey, when you stream, sometimes you get kind of quiet and you just sit there and you don't say much, and sometimes that can lose the room. They don't say anything, they just say that you suck and you terrible, and then they don't want to support you. And my biggest pet peeve is how so many of us just go with the wave. We don't like form our own opinion. So like, for an example, right? Let's say you do have somebody, and I seen this dude had this video just clowning folks who were asking him how do they become a top creator on Twitch or whatever. And he was like, well, if you do this shit, you ain't gonna never make it. Like, if you can't be out here trying to edit these Apex clips, I don't want to see you. I go see somebody else. And it's like, he's not saying, hey man, you know, maybe if you switch it up a little bit, or this can help you out. He's just being negative about it. But then when somebody makes it, now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you know, I remember when he started from the beginning, I always liked this stuff. Yeah. And they act like they never hated the stuff from the beginning.
Well, there's room for growth always. And I think when you're creating in general, you have to understand that there's going to be growth there. Because even if you look at the quality of maybe your first videos, now you have better equipment, or you have the same equipment, but you know how to use it better, or something like that. That happens like over time, I think, with growth. And knowing that when I start making content, of course you want to be like top tier. Yeah. But you have to give yourself some grace, I think, because when you're coming into it, if you're just a person with some ideas that you think people are going to like, and you make them the best you can, you post it and put it out there. I have a very god-awful video on YouTube. Not to promote it, but just saying it's out there. It's there. It's way too long, I think, for what the content was supposed to be. It was the A&M video about the new dorms that they made, and I moved in. Yeah. And it got a lot of views for me. It was like 18,000 views for me, and I thought that was a lot. And people were commenting like, oh, my daughter's coming up here in the fall. People still comment on that video every year. I am no longer a student. I graduated in May of 2020, praise the Lord. But parents are always like, well, my daughter's moving up here. She's moving to this dorm, not that one. Can you give me like? And they find it in this lady posting in the Facebook group, and I'm getting all these follow up questions from a video, and I'm thinking it's awful. Yeah. Quality's bad. Didn't shoot it right. Was not good lighting. And like I just thought like, okay, this is very cheesy. It looks very like YouTube-y, if that makes sense. Like the very like generic music from the YouTube library. It was just very just like, okay, I just want to make it. Like back then, I knew that of course I want to be a YouTuber, which I really haven't posted like long form content in a while. But just wanting to just make it like, okay, I know when I was trying to move into A&M in the dorms, like there were no videos to show me what it looked like. I don't know what size stuff I can bring. I don't know what the dimensions are. And I don't want to spend a lot of money once I move in, going to Walmart trying to find stuff that could fit, you know, versus having packed and be prepared. Because I'm a planner, as you know. Yeah. I'm a very, like, I like organization. I hate stress. I mean, you can't avoid it, but I'm very, like, down to detail stuff. And I realized that was a need. People didn't know what the dorms look like. You're moving in, like, if you go to the website, there was no videos. There was no pictures. There's no, like, you're just moving in. There's no dimensions of the bed or anything.
I think even now there's still, like, nothing up there.
And I realized, like, even in that moment, which I don't really make college-age content anymore, I guess because kind of just mature, but when you see the need of stuff that you want to make, you just put it out there regardless of the quality, and you just grow. And I want to delete it. I really do. Because it no longer represents the type of content I can post. I have 4K cameras now, you know. But like at the time, I was just so happy to make a video and just for it to be out. So I feel like when you give yourself the grace to say, I've grown from here to here. Yes, I don't make videos like this anymore, but you're saying, okay, I can try. Yeah. I put it out there, and that's what people respect, and that's why people get comments.
I don't know though, but why would you? I don't know if it was such a positive video with such positive feedback, even though you don't do that anymore. Why would you delete it? Like.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was very ashamed of it.
That's the video
just a hard critic on myself.
Yeah, that's the video that people might see and click your profile.
Yeah,
and if
that's
they see
true.
Other things, they might still click it. Like
that's true. That's a good point. But I was very I'm just a harsh perfectionist. Like that looks awful. I don't want it deleted.
You I think people got to understand. Like there are people who who do it for the craft, and there are also people who want fame and fortune. And what people don't understand is the person that wants fame and fortune, they're not really doing anything wrong. Their goals are just more different, more in your face,
financial based.
No, not even that. Their goals are just more apparent.
Yeah.
In terms of what they're saying they want,
that's true. Yeah.
That doesn't limit their work ethic. Mm-hmm. That doesn't limit what they do. They're working just as hard as the person who's doing it for fun.
Yeah.
So, as a content creator, you can't say they're moving too slow, and you can't say that they want too much.
Yeah.
You have to understand both of them, and then kind of figure out elements from both that are helpful. And again, I could be rambling, but that's just kind of how I think as a content creator. I think that's a big deal. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I am going to get ready to wrap up, though, just because I know everybody got some stuff that they got to do. I don't want to hold you for too long. If you got any closing statements or, where the people can find you, what you got going on, you're more than welcome to share those things.
Sure. Okay. So my name is Carliss Spencer on all social media platforms. My social name is its_Carliss. So it should be pretty simple for you to find. Please go watch the YouTube video where I talked about it so you can see my growth from then till now. But that's where you can find me.
I want to see that dorm video.
It's very cheesy looking, but I did my best back then. We're working on it. So I'm applying everything we talked about today. So that's where you can find me.
And Viper?
Heck yeah. So my Twitch channel is Viper Carter 101. Literally from there, like you can get all of my links, honestly. Like I said, music-wise, the most recent album I put out, if you look up Reggie Carter, Sad Boy Season, it's on Apple Music, Spotify, like it's everywhere, man. Got YouTube, all of that stuff, man. So, yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all for participating today.
That was good. That was very, very encouraging, I think. So I'm going to try to be more consistent starting now.
It's all right. Life happens. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see y'all at the next podcast.